following message is transmitted at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Food and Drug Administration, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food Safety. An unusual situation is currently taking place in the entire continental United States. There have been reports of turkeys being contaminated with an unknown, highly contagious virus. People who have eaten the turkey experience the following symptoms: severe coughing, nausea, vomiting, high fever, especially around 103 degrees, extreme muscle aches, abdominal pain, complete loss of appetite, loss of taste or smell, dizziness, confusion, dementia, necrosis, psychosis, violent or aggressive behavior, and even some cases, death. Approximately 2 million deaths have been reported in all of the United States due to this situation. Nothing is known about this virus, including incubation period, mortality rate, and transmission. However, it is observed that this is a very deadly virus, as people who have eaten the contaminated turkey experience these symptoms no more than 5 minutes after consuming, and die as little as 10 to 15 minutes. At this time, all residents who are receiving this message are strongly advised to not eat the turkey, as it is likely contaminated by the virus. Throw away the turkey immediately, and make sure it is kept out of reach of children. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this developing situation. This is an emergency action notification, requested by the White House. All EAS participants will follow activation procedures in the EAS Operating Handbook for a national-level emergency. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. We interrupt our regular programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WBZ4. We will continue to serve the Boston area. If you are not in this local area, tune now into stations providing news and information for your area. This is the emergency alert system serving the Boston area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone liner should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. We interrupt our regular programming at the request of the White House. This is the emergency alert system. All normal programming has been discontinued during this emergency. This is WBZ4. We will continue furnishing news, official information and instructions to the Boston area. If you are not in the Boston area, you should tune now into stations providing news and information for your area. It is important that you listen carefully to announcements from this station in your local area. Stand by. The President of the United States, or one of his representatives, will be speaking shortly.
The following message I am about to give you has been given authorization for release at the request of myself, The Federal Emergency Management Agency, the United States government, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and the Department of Health and Human Services, effective as of 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. I regret to inform the citizens of the United States, especially on Thanksgiving, but a national public health emergency is currently taking place in the United States. This is the result of a highly contagious and deadly virus being reported in every single turkey that is being sold in the United States. People who have eaten the turkey experience many severe symptoms, including severe coughing, nausea, vomiting, high fever, especially around 103 degrees, extreme muscle aches, abdominal pain, complete loss of appetite, complete loss of taste or smell, dizziness, confusion, dementia, necrosis, psychosis, violent or aggressive behavior, and in most cases, death. There have been reports of at least 30 million deaths due to this virus. In addition, a disturbing sequence of events is currently taking place across the entire country. There have been reports of the dead bodies going through several transformations. These transformations include growing of feathers, their mouths shaping into a beak, growing of a large, fan-shaped tail, growing of short rounded wings, sharpening of the teeth and claws, their legs completely deforming into long, stocky legs that can help them sprint up to 15 miles per hour, and they grow up to 6 to 7 feet tall. After going through these transformation, they reanimate into a turkey-like creature. These creatures are causing massive damage, injuries, fatalities, infections, and more transformations into these creatures all across the United States. These creatures have been reported roaming around the streets, and are attacking anybody they see in their path. The cause of the contaminated turkey, the virus, and the transformations into these creatures is currently unknown at this time, but the Federal Bureau of Investigation will investigate into the situation further. These creatures are similar to regular turkeys in the wild, but they are observed to be twice as bigger, stronger, faster, and more aggressive than regular turkeys. These creatures attack in the following ways: biting, scratching, mauling, mutilating, and even in some cases, strangulation leading to death. This virus, now named DX102, is currently spreading throughout the entire United States, and already millions of people are infected, with all of them transforming into turkeys. This is also confirmed to be an airborne virus. The National Guard will be deployed in all 50 states, and will try to take down these creatures. At this time, my fellow Americans, no matter where you live, please seek an underground shelter now. If you have turkey in your house, throw it away immediately, as it is likely contaminated by the virus, and you will likely get infected and turn into a turkey in as little as 15 minutes. Before you get into your shelter, make sure you close and lock all windows and doors, shut off all gas, close all fireplace dampers and vents, to prevent virus particles from entering your home, and seal up any cracks on doors and windows with tape or damp towels. While in your shelter, grab essential supplies, such as non-perishable food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, a fully charged cell phone, phone chargers, toiletries, important documents, a radio operated by batteries or hand-cranked, and anything else you need that will last you for the duration of this emergency. Do not approach these creatures. I repeat, do not approach these creatures. They are considered extremely dangerous, and will devour anybody they see in their path. If one or more of these creatures enter your home, lethal force has been authorized for your protection. If you in any circumstance approach one or more of these creatures, run away as fast as you can, and find the nearest building, and call 911. However, these creatures are very fast, as they have been reported sprinting at 15 miles per hour while chasing down their victims. This is an extremely dangerous and life-threatening situation that is currently taking place in our country. On a day we are supposed to give thanks and celebrate with family and friends, we now have a virus that does something to people that has never been done before in the history of mankind, and mindless, flesh-eating monsters. If we take precautions, we will fight off these creatures and go back to normal once again. We will find a way to contain this virus, to prevent more and more transformations and the possible chance of this virus spreading to other countries across the world. Thank you for listening to this message, and as always, God bless America.
That was a message from a representative of the President. We now return to the emergency alert system. This concludes all operations of the emergency alert system. However, normal programming will be suspended indefinitely, or until this crisis has ended. Please stay tuned to local media outlets for more information on this situation. This is an emergency action termination. This is an all-clear message. I repeat, this is an all-clear message. The turkey-like creatures that have been reported terrorizing the United States for the last 12 hours have disappeared into thin air. In addition, the virus, DX102, that have been reported in turkeys in the United States and spreading throughout the entire continental United States have also disappeared into thin air. The cause of this is unknown. However, due to this, the threat is now over, and all residents may exit their shelters at this time. However, there is massive damage across the United States. The National Guard is currently unavailable to rescue people from damaged shelters. If your shelter was damaged in any way, call 911 and the National Guard, if possible, will take you to the nearest military base. Repeating, the threat from DX102 and the turkeys is now over, and all residents may exit their shelters at this time. All broadcast and cable systems are now allowed to resume regular programming. Emergency broadcasts will now be handed over to state and local officials. This concludes all operations under the emergency alert system. Regular programming will now resume. Your government thanks you for your cooperation during this emergency.